Basically, I ordered this fight to watch this guy talk some shit and get a knockout and talk some shit after.
Yeah.
That's his real shtick. I don't pay to see your jab. If I want to see good boxers, I'll watch world title fight.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see how he goes about this, because heading into this fight, his fan base has gotten, I got to look into it, but I just, from the outside looking in, it looks like he's not marketing as much to the kid base, the base that made him famous.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see, well, if you're just going full on fighter, you're not doing the social media stuff as much. You're not going for the child audience.
Yeah.
Let's see how this all works out for you, because I'm not so sure the adult boxing fan base is going to take to you those those Disney kids do.
They won't.
So we'll see. And now after this fight, just like the situation with his fan base, it's, where do you go from here? Because now you're starting to fight some real fighters.
Yeah.
He was in a real fight tonight.
Absolutely.
So we'll just see. We'll just see where he goes, and to his credit, he shows some heart tonight.
Yeah, and is there some stupid gimmicks, some silly gimmicks? Of course.
He's got to get the Conor McGregor fight. That's the fight.
But he also
if you get the tattoo, I'll rematch.
That was hot.
Yeah,
And
easy.
Somebody,
Easy.
somebody raised their hand.
Tattoo
and said,
tonight.
Tattoo tonight.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know this. He cannot fight Conor McGregor without Dana White approval. When you sign contracts, UFC contracts are effed up. Shawn should not be making more money than some of the UFC champions.
Whoa.
You're my guy, but I hate to say it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was
No. But I'm saying, like, they're
I know what
more
you're
well known than you.
The ceiling,
like
is,
the top guy ain't touching you in money. That's crazy.
Yeah, he
like
caps
Dana
it.
White is kind of effed up the way he pays these people. But contract wise, you're not allowed to just fight like that. When he fought Floyd, the UFC got a big cut of that.
Of course.
So that's the same thing why he just can't make this. That's why it's taking so long to try to make this fight.
Yeah, I think the big thing with him, like I said, there's gimmicks, there's stupid stuff, there's stuff where I'm like, yeah, this like kind of like you said, this is not for me. Like, this is not for boxing fans. It's not for just an adult.
Not even like you're hating. It's just
it's
I'm not that interested.
Different strokes. But to me, he takes it very seriously. He wasn't BSing in the ring tonight. He was fighting. He was boxing. Mm-hmm. He seems to train very seriously.
Yep.
So if somebody's very critical of him and they're looking for something to be like, he takes it seriously. He could. We've seen Broner do a lot stupider things in the ring than Jake Paul did. But
when I'm saying something negative about Jake Paul, and this, which I never really say, but if I am, I'm talking relative to someone like Shawn, a world champion.
I can't put him in it. I can't take him serious because it's not boxing. I'm here for the entertainment. That's it. This is not boxing.
But he'll whoop all the people who think they could just walk in a boxing.
I know, but because I say just throw him in there with Badu Jack. He would somebody like that.
He would knock me out in less than a round.
I think bottom line, he needs to either go back to Triller or Showtime needs to step it up.
Yeah, because this
when you go see the Globetrotters, you know what you're paying for. You're not about to see.
I hated the Globetrotters,
but you're not about to see 3-pointer after 3-pointer after 3-pointer after 3. You're not about to see them.
You're not seeing fundamentals.
You're about to see them set up play.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Funny.
Yeah.
Swing the ball.
You mentioned that. Yeah. That's why I hated the Globetrotters. I was probably like a teenager when I went, so I wasn't a kid, and I'm a huge basketball fan. And so I'm like, there's obviously spurts where it's basketball, and I'm like,
how do you hate the Globetrotters?
He's different. You know how he is.
So I'm like,
he's like
this is his spurt. He go every episode,
and I'm like, they're obviously spurts where they're playing basketball. I'm like, okay, they're very talented basketball players, 1,000,000 times better than me. And then all of a sudden, somebody throws a confetti bucket, or like, and so I'm waiting for actual basketball. I'm like, what is this? All of a sudden, somebody pulls a tripwire out.
It's like a random timeout, but like it's still like the show is going on.
Climbs the basket and dunks it from above. So I'm like, kind of like what you were saying. It's like, we watched this because it was a circus. Mm-hmm. To be fair, though, the crowd was rocking.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cleveland, of course, but as I tell you mentioned, it felt like a fight. It felt like a big fight. Like,
but what I'm saying is, in order to please your fans, young fans, because if you're fighting to get the older crowd, boxing is a mature crowd.
Yeah.
If you're fighting to get older, that's never gonna happen. Let it go.
And boxers, regular people fans always say, I'm not here to watch a Floyd 12-round just boxing fest. I want to see somebody get knocked out. Nobody wants to see what they seen tonight.
Let it go. You're not gonna win over the diehard boxing fans. What you do have is your audience. Continue to play to your audience. Go to Triller, go to Showtime, step it up, start doing some different things with your production, and making it entertaining and making it a show. Tonight was a boxing card.
Right.
But at the end of the day, a lot of people that are watching don't really understand what they're watching. So again, you got to appreciate these guys for bringing that audience to boxing.
Of course.
But then you still have to play to that audience because that audience will get restless and then go back to something
I felt like
else.
Showtime took it too serious.
I feel like Showtime made it more of a boxing show, and I'm really not entertained by these guys in general. I'm trying not to get myself I don't want to get involved with all that, but I don't get too much entertainment from them in general. And so
Meaning the Paul brothers.
The Paul brothers.
Yeah.
And so tonight to see him, I appreciated the fight. I don't know. Like I'm looking for more of a globetrotter, more of an N1 type of night.
I'm telling you, that
I mean?
Globetrotters game, I was like, all right, cool. It's a 2-point game. And then all of a sudden somebody gets punched by a big boxing going. All right, yeah.
So like for me at the end of the night when the whole like tattoo thing.
You were like, oh, see, here we go.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you need stuff like that.
Somebody flying the propeller
The fan
guy.
man,
Just came in. You need something like that.
I say we need them to offer stuff. The nonsense, the BS. Oh, I need to see you get flatline like Manny Pacquiao got flatline against Marquez.
Sheesh.
Or like
You need to take
like
this
Nate
serious
Robinson
or
got
play
flatline
around
against Jake Paul.
No, I'm talking about real boxing. I want somebody. You gonna decide?
somebody just to flat him out.
Yeah. Do I really want to do this?
Yeah.
Do I really want to do this? Do I want to be in a coma for 10 minutes like Manny was?
And somebody to that point, somebody has to do it. So like one of these fighters that gets in the ring with him, you have to do it. Like,
and I mean a boxer, because he hasn't fought no boxers. None of these guys are boxers, so let's stop saying that.
And I'm like,
Willie just looks
you
in
keep
shape.
saying like, yeah. I'm like, well, go.
He's not a boxer.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
I'm
one thing
like,
about
I'm
one
like,
thing,
well, go.
his right hand was beautiful. The few times that he fired it out, I mean, it came from the hip.
Mm-hmm.
He was shooting it.
Yeah, and I was like, you can't like. I mean,
It's almost like he got the Marcellus Wallace call.
Yeah, that
He was talking to me about that. I was like, who's Marcellus? That sounds so familiar.
Pulp Fiction, in the fifth round, you go down.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I was like, it happens in boxing, but tonight especially, I'm like, you can't keep saying like, you didn't hurt me, and then not come forward. Like he's walking forward, but you're not really throwing. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. If somebody like, if you want to be a boxer, get in there with a boxer. If you win, we all have to tip our cap to him and say, hey, you did it. We didn't think you could do it, but you did.
I thought the post fight interview was a little weird.
Yeah,
I think he gave people like too much information. I felt like
It was
you know
like
what
a motivational Monday.
I appreciated that at the end, talking about the bullying and how kids. Let's shout out his organization, Boxing Bullying.
Yeah.
And I want to shout that out because that's necessary. I appreciated him doing that at the end of the fight. He understands his platform and he understands what he's trying to do with his platform. But I mean, he said, "Hey, what's next for you? Just say, y'all, I'm gonna get some rest, take some time, and figure it out." He went all into he's been going through some things, and my legs felt weird tonight. I don't know what that was about, and just a little bit too much. You know what I mean? And I think I told you guys before. My dad said sometimes you should just not interview a fighter after a match because he's liable to say anything.
And I think it's tough. Like I go back to Ariel Helwani, who I think did a great job. I don't know what angle you take there because, like we mentioned, it's not something where you can be like, oh, well, you moved up to number 2 in the WBC. Who would you like this title fight? Like he's 4-0, so it's tough to be like, hey, who would you like to fight? Like, what if somebody after you win, your 4th fight, wherever you were at, Mississippi, and they're like, hey, who would you like next? You're gonna be like, Steve Johnson. That's
100%
4-17. So I guess it's tough trying to dictate that.
Yeah, that
lane.
too. Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
but
so again, you got to figure out other ways to play it because you can't play it so boxing.
maybe just go full WWE at that point.
Basically that's what we need.
Yeah,
Don't take this dude serious at all. Just we're entertainment purposes. Don't try to get serious. Say, oh yeah, maybe I want to be in the top 10 in WBA. Because they would do something like that.
Easy. WBA, they got you.
Boxingbullies.com. Go there. You can join the fight. I really did appreciate Jake Paul doing that at the end of the show. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ed. Follow me on IG with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.